motorsport and motoring radio show, now on 88.5 FM, The Valley Comes Alive, and podcasting across iTunes and talkandpower.com.au.
Welcome back to Talk and Power, episode number 236. I am your host, Michelle Morrison, and joining me, as always, is Nick DeCimbre and Simon Gonzo Travellini.
Michelle?
Doing well.
You did a fantastic job.
Magnificent.
Incredible.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys. We'll get into that a bit later on, and you can give me all the praise to lift my spirits. But we'll just start off with the news. So kicking it off, NASCAR results from Watkins Glen. It was a huge weekend for SVG, placing third in the Truck Series on the Friday evening and eighth in the O'Reilly Series on Saturday. That said, he held the best for last, taking the win on Sunday in the Cup Series race, winning over Michael McDowell in second and Ty Gibbs in third. It was a magnificent win for Jorge Martin on the Aprilia against teammate Marco Bezzecchi, who had been leading for most of the race in Le Mans, France. Championship leader Marc Marquez crashed heavily in the sprint race on Saturday and did not participate in the Sunday main race. In Formula One, results from Miami, we saw Kimi Antonelli in his Mercedes take the win over Lando Norris in the McLaren, with Oscar Piastri in a distant third. Alessandro Zanardi, one of motorsport's most inspiring figures, has passed away aged 59. The Italian racer was best known as two-time kart IndyCar champion, winning titles in 1997 and 1998 with Chip Ganassi Racing, and for his unforgettable last lap overtake at the Laguna Seca in 1996, still regarded as one of the greatest passes in racing history. Zanardi's life changed forever after a horrific crash in 2001, which resulted in the loss of both legs. In one of sport's most remarkable comebacks, he returned to racing in an adapted car and then went on to become a Paralympic hand cycling legend, winning 4 gold medals at the London 2012 and Rio 2016 Paralympics, along with multiple world championships. After suffering serious head injuries in a hand cycling accident in 2020, Alex largely withdrew from public life. His passing on the 1st of May 2026, surrounded by family, prompted tributes from across Formula One, IndyCar and the Paralympic world, celebrating a career, a life defined by resilience, courage and relentless positivity. The motorsport world is also mourning Adria Forsyth, the eldest daughter of NHRA legend John Force, who passed away at the age of 56. While she never raced, Adria was a cornerstone of John Force Racing, helping build the team from its earliest days into one of the most successful organisations in motorsport, serving as its long-term chief financial officer. Tributes across the NHRA paddock remember her as a quiet force whose impact will be felt for generations. It's with deep sorrow that we acknowledge the passing of Carl Lotus from 1320 Videos. Carl's loss is felt profoundly by all who knew him, and his memory will endure through many lives he touched. Well, it has been 3 weeks since we last recorded. An extra week delay. You guys just couldn't do it without me. As I was in Sydney last Monday, so we've skipped ahead, which means that somehow we've missed a week, but we've gained a year, haven't we, Nick?
We have. We've gained. We've both. Michelle has gained a year, so have I.
Yeah, happy birthday to both of you, and happy Mother's Day
as well.
Thank you. I once again, for the second year, pulled the. I think I had the trifecta last year, but I get the double whammy weekend where I get to have my birthday on one day and then Mother's Day the next. So breakfast in bed both mornings, bacon and eggs on my birthday, and then pancakes on Mother's Day.
You get also the track awards as well.
Yeah.
So last year my birthday was on Friday, and then we had the drag racing championships awards night on Saturday, and then Mother's Day
on
Monday.
Sunday.
So, but this year, my birthday was on Saturday, and then on Saturday night, I was Trent's +1 for the 25 years of drag racing champions celebration that the Perth Motorplex held at Burswood on the Swan. And that was...
Didn't you win a track championship?
No.
Oh, you're in the same boat as me.
Which was why I was Trent's date.
I don't feel so bad now.
And not dressed in pink. No, forever the bridesmaid. I've had 3 runner-ups positions. But do you know, it was a great night in all, and they made this montage video of the last 25 years, and it included like the first pass down the strip and everything like that. But going through all the different brackets and seeing either how many individual people are up there or how little there are for some brackets that had multiple people winning over and over. Modified was actually proven to be the toughest field to win a championship in, and there was only, out of the 25 years, there was 23 recipients, award championship winners over that 25 years.
What, Super Street?
There was a few double ups. I mean, I can say Steph for starters.
Oh yeah.
But you know, there's
that's
a few.
recent.
Yeah, no, but there was a few double
Maybe
ups
the Rose might have doubled up there too.
Yeah.
And the Scots as well.
I mean, Neil Scott.
maybe.
You know what? He wasn't actually. He wasn't actually there, and because I went to school with Jordan. He was a couple of years older than me, but for Neil as well. And Jordan was doing juniors when I was, but I didn't see them there that night. But you know, a lot of people that you haven't seen just in the last 12 months with our strip being closed, but then a lot of old faces that I haven't seen for a long time as well, or even ones that I'd heard of but not met, or but even like John McSweeney was there, and he comes to the drags every now and then and always comes over to say hello, but it was really great just to be amongst our community. It was brilliant. Oh,
sorry,
bless you.
Kept that one.
I thought it was a yawn at first. I was
No,
like,
definitely not.
But really good, and really nice for the Perth Motorplex to acknowledge
100%.
that as well, because it is a great achievement, and very proud of Trent. He was, let me think, it was 2013, 2012, 13. And Trevor had 2 championships as well. So
I think he owned
that was
Ravenswood.
brilliant.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
His trophy cabinet at his house definitely shows that. Yep. It's
It was a big battle between him and Sheehan.
yes. It's you've told me a few stories, and I really like your reference, and I actually shared your reference with Peter Pike just this morning, actually, when you previously referenced it on an episode of ours, saying the brains versus the checkbook.
Jeez, don't let Gary hear that.
You know, Linda said to me the other day, she goes, you know, Trent, how did he get involved in racing? Through Michelle? And I said,
Yes, Linda. Yes, he did. I introduced him to the world.
Serious?
Look, I prefer
Are
that
you
it's not the other way
serious?
around, and people don't automatically assume that I got involved because of him. No, we like many others, we fell in love at the racetrack, both coming there together.
But she wasn't aware, and I said, because Linda used to go to Ravenswood
Yeah.
before my time, before she met me.
Oh wow!
I said, don't you remember
Mad Max. Yeah.
She goes, no.
Did Moose go?
No.
Oh, okay.
I,
Is he all right?
I haven't had a recent
Update.
update. I can certainly find out and let you know when we're off air.
I would have thought he would have gone. I mean,
look, I don't. There was over 300 people there.
Yeah.
I didn't get an official invitation myself, so I don't know how it was worded on the invitation, whether it was a let us know how many tickets or you can have one. But for our party of Trent and Trevor, I was the guest, the cheer squad, supporting both.
Very good.
Yeah. But fantastic night, and announced that work is commencing for our drag strip as well, and also some light replacement that is underway, which is really good because we hadn't heard about that, and all the poles have been ripped down. It's apparently looking very bare, and they showed some photos, and it looks like it's going to be a busy off season at the Motorplex.
Also, a photo over the weekend that came on to the Motorplex site as well, the Facebook page. So the hierarchy there with a rock breaker in the background, ready to get going.
Yep.
Start
and
smashing the track up.
had Daniel Mijosevic doing the break, and they also announced that the first pass down the track is going to be Daniel driving with Gary's Ashes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great.
That is awesome. That is
You
good
know,
news.
to acknowledge the personal contribution that he's put in to the Motorplex and to honour his legacy.
Yeah.
Nick, you mentioned the state budget, and every WA driver's licence holder will receive a $100 fuel badge.
Whoa. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Getting ahead of
there,
myself. Oh,
Simon.
what did I miss?
Well, we're recapping the weekend. Nick, tell me about your birthday.
Oh,
On my birthday, no, there's nothing to.
What have you been up to the last 3 weeks?
Not a lot. Just.
Oh, come on. I stopped Simon now.
no.
No, I actually I will say I think you've heard me talking about trying to find a car for my younger one.
Yes.
We found something.
Commodore?
Nah, he's Ford guy.
Oh, wow.
Ford guy. So we got a new car in
Does
the
he
household.
does he go for the Eagles as well?
He does, yeah. So he's taken after me. But we found a one owner EB Falcon.
Wow.
Yeah, all original paint. Yeah, one owner.
What is it? A GLI? Or
GLI.
GLI. Wow.
GLI, 4 litre.
Does it at least have power windows?
Nah, no power
Where
windows.
did you find a wind-up window?
A wind-up window, EB Falcon blue.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
The
it looks
dark
pretty cool.
blue.
It's just called blue, so yeah, it's like it is kind of dark. I'll show you some photos in a moment.
Oh, that's
But
very
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So wind-up windows. It has got electric mirrors. That's it.
Yeah.
Electric mirrors, power steering,
Yep.
aircon, 4 litre, 4-speed auto.
Yep.
So it's his good car, first
Excellent,
car.
excellent.
Yeah, one owner. So yeah, that's.
Let me know when you want to do the 5 litre conversion.
So yeah, that's my news. How about yourself, Michelle?
Well, I spoke about my weekend, but I can go into more. But let's first hear about Simon. You're a bit battered and bruised.
Bit-
Nice.
yeah, I had
If someone's
surgery.
watching the video, they'll be wondering why you.
Oh yeah.
You've
got a
had
wing.
surgery. So you probably didn't notice in any of the videos, but whenever I was in here recording over the last few episodes, I was in incredible pain because I'd torn the tendons off this shoulder and torn the actual tendon as well. So yeah, had surgery, all good. I'm going to be, basically I'll be at work, but I won't be doing much for the next 3 months-ish. But
Wow.
yeah, we're getting there. And unfortunately, this meant a terrible Mother's Day for Nicole because I couldn't do anything. So
I'm sure she'll understand.
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
junior football anyway. In the morning.
Yes. Actually, the boys. So Friday they had a night game so that the mums could enjoy
Oh, that's
Sunday.
very considerate.
It was mums versus the kids. So the two teams that were playing each other versus the mums.
Yep.
Which was Anyway, so
Which was what?
Hang on, what?
Elaborate.
I thought you were just moving the day to Friday so the mums could have a sleep in on Sunday. The mums played?
no,
I mean,
no. We still,
be
we
up for
still
that,
had
but-
footy on Sunday.
You had the year 3 court.
Oh,
first,
yes.
okay.
Yeah,
But
the
you
Oz
just added
kick,
an extra game to the weekend
Yeah.
just to fill out the schedule for the mums. Look, I'd love to run around and play, but I could imagine that
the
some
mums
mums-
won. Mums won, fair and square.
How many kids got hurt?
A few. So yeah, on Sunday the game with the grade 3s, which is what Nicholas plays, that was the first game where all the parents on the team. There's a new kid started. Austin is his name. Shout out to Austin. He's a beast. This kid
Oh,
is
cool.
he's this
Was
is
he
it.
the one you were saying last episode? You've been watching and you're like, yeah, he's going places.
No. This kid literally showed
Oh.
up at training on Wednesday
Oh,
night.
just started, right.
And never been involved in Auskick or anything. And he's just like, he's transformed that team. I mean, look, the other kids are getting better, but he's just so big, this kid. And it was funny because when they're tackling the other players, he's basically just dragging them. And he stops because he feels bad for him. So at training on Wednesday night, I'm going to say, listen, Austin, you're not going to get in trouble, right? You don't have to stop.
Did you just have a win?
No,
Maybe
we
he
didn't
should
have a
be in
win.
rugby or something where he can just power
No,
through.
he's a good kick. He's an accurate kick. The kid was phenomenal. Just incredible. When he came off the field and everyone, all the parents were like, good job, Austin, you know?
Yeah.
He had this look of like, what have I done? You know, it was so beautiful to watch because he's found something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Anyway, so no, they still got thrashed, but they scored their first point.
Oh,
But I can see the team starting to turn the corner.
Yep.
Because, you know, there's not many of them that did Auskick.
Yep.
Most of them, this is their first time
Yeah.
playing. So there's just the bigger kids just need to be told you're not going to get in trouble for tackling the other kids, right? Because they feel bad. They tackle them and then they're like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Right? Nicholas does it because, you know, he's one of the bigger kids. And the other thing that they do that they just need to be told is when they mark the ball or they get a free kick, instead of looking for the player that's loose, they face the crowd and kick into the crowd. You know what I mean? They just haven't. No one said to them, "No, look around, and you'll find a player that's." But
You're kicking to one of your teammates, not to your dad, your mum and dad in this,
but
that you're usually at the oval kicking ball with.
Coach Todd, he's doing an awesome job. All the other assistant coaches, it's really. I mean, it's like when we used to go racing. You know, when you're part of this team and you're part of this group, and but yeah, the atmosphere down there because. You know, normally the whole game is played at one
Yeah.
side. You know what I mean? The ball was travelling. It spent more time in their end, but they just couldn't convert.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Who
So
was playing?
Kingsley, Kings. Yeah, we're Kingsway. They're Kingsley.
Oh,
We
you
played them
Kingsley
again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, good. Mother's Day went well. That's about it. Really? What I was going to say about the $100 fuel voucher,
Yes.
getting back on track, there has been an incredible amount of criticism about Services WA. Now, I haven't had a go at using it.
Oh, I'd never used it.
Never used it. So is this the same thing that we had during COVID? I didn't really have any issues with it, but I've heard a lot of commentators.
I'm wondering whether because they've recently updated
They have.
and you have to resubmit everything.
You do.
So my girl's childcare subsidy timed out because they hadn't been for 16 weeks. And
Yep.
so I had to reactivate their subsidy and usually click to confirm that it's all still the same, done. No, you had to start from square one again. And it does a bit more of an automatic, this is your estimated income, but last year it was this, this, and it does some calculations there, and it's like, so you're going to have to revise that. And it's like, and for me, I was like, well, I was working different last year.
Yeah.
This new financial year, I'm on a different salary, and I'm saying, I know you're looking at the financial year from previously, but I'm not when I do the calculations, 6 months of my financial year are at one rate and the remainder are at another. And I was like, no, that's not, I know you're trying to think that I've made a mistake here, but it's a bit more than what you think it is.
The thing that I guess didn't like about the whole thing is the amount that the registrations has gone up is, depending on what sort of vehicle you got. It's about the $100 anyway. You know what I mean? So I don't understand the point of it. Do you have anything to add?
No, not really. I just thought it was the purpose that I put it there was like to get the $100 fuel voucher. A lot of people are against that Services WA app.
Because they're harvesting, etc., etc.
So that's like,
but any survey. Like what we were discussing before, anything like that, but prior to us starting recording, that's what it's there for.
Yeah.
You have to go through it to get it.
So it's not about the $100. It's not about the $100, then, is it?
I don't know. By the amount of scam calls that I get on a daily basis, I think my details are already out there.
Do you think that they'll get re-elected is the more important question?
Yeah.
You think they'll get back in?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll put $20, right, as it stands, that either party that gets in will have to work with One Nation.
Oh, yeah, well, that's different.
Because it's not a clear majority. I mean, the Labor people were flexing, like cracking their knuckles after the last election, landslide, when there was no... Liberal didn't do any decent, what do you call it? The
policies.
No. The when the votes, when you don't get enough and then it gets transferred to the next party.
Oh, preferences.
Preferences, right?
Yep.
That if you look at the actual votes for a lot of the elections that we've had, the Liberals actually on the primary vote were in front, right?
Yep.
But the Liberal policies just haven't been what Australians want anymore. So, that's why the rise of One Nation. Yeah. The Victorian election will be the barometer. Mm-hmm. If One Nation does really well in the Victorian state election, then WA will follow.
Yep.
That's my 2 cents anyway. Let's move on for that. Do you really want to talk about this, or let's skip it? Good. Road toll. The WA roll tolls. Road toll.
Oh, look, I was just going to talk. Like not the weekend we just had, but the weekend before was a terrible weekend on the roads. Absolutely terrible weekend. A number of deaths. I just brought it up because I just don't think all these AI cameras that we've got are really just not really doing anything. And
but do they have permanent ones on the freeway?
No, I don't think they're permanent. It's on that yellow trailer.
Yeah, that yellow thing.
Yeah. But that's not doing anything. I don't think that's the answer.
Do you think that it's for that, or do you think it's got an ulterior motive?
That's revenue raising.
I didn't think that. You mean those cameras that are all everywhere?
No, it's on a trailer.
The one's on the trolley, and it's got the boom that comes out.
There's a boom that goes over the two lanes.
Yeah.
So it's got a camera. It's taking photos of everything. It's all AI instigated.
So a lot of people have suggested that they may be using facial recognition, and they may be using it for other things.
Yeah.
Now, and revenue raising as well. So if your seatbelt is underneath your arm, look, they're legitimate things, I guess.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's not going to stop. Why are so many people dying on our roads?
Yeah, Nick, it's funny because obviously every year the police budget goes up, but I don't know if you guys have noticed.
Less and less cars.
Yeah, aside from the training one that always seems to drive past that training one in Malaga in particular, it's so often now that people are starting not to get out of the way.
Yeah.
People are starting to go, mate, WT, forget it, mate. I'm not moving. I'm not moving. You wait. You figure out a way around. We're not moving.
The
You know?
training one that goes up and down Wanneroo Road,
Yeah.
the same one, same. That's so often that it's like you
Desensitizing everyone.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Because when we were kids, you would mount the curb, like even if you had a lowered car to give them a clear path. And that's what happens when you hear the siren so often. The first thing I know I do is I go, is it the WT? I'll still move out of the way out of respect, but I always think, well, what are you doing?
I actually haven't seen it.
Yeah, it goes up and down Wanneroo Road all the time.
It's out of
in
Joondalup.
Wangara.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
You know how they got the place there in Joondalup? Funny story about that place. So the reason that got built, because they had it in Maylands, right,
Yeah,
the old
Maylands,
one,
yep.
and they built that because the commissioner at the time thought that he was going to sell Maylands and he was going to have all this money to spend, right? And then he found out that that land wasn't the police force.
Oh.
So it was a bit of a stitch up.
I see. Oops.
But that one that goes up and down Wanneroo Road in Wangara, that's trained. You can generally pick it as well. It's got the WT, but it's also got, generally speaking, a lot of the times it's got three or four people in the car.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so it's just driver training.
Yeah.
So, this goes back to what, we've said multiple episodes. It's education. You need to get the education. And I don't know. I don't want to talk about it because the kids might be listening or something, but there's an image that Nick and I saw, the police thing that they used to bring to the schools, and roadshow it used to be called, and they used to walk you through it. The high school kids got a more graphic version, and the images there are burnt into our brains. For me, that's 40 years ago, and I still haven't forgotten it. I can see the image, and those sorts of images bring the reality. They bring you to like, oh yeah, maybe I should slow down. That's one of those bridges like I saw in that photo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that ever since whoever the commissioner was at the time, was the same one that shut down the Tango program. That's when Tango became Beat the Heat.
Yep.
He shut down Roadshow, and his exact words at the time were, the West Australian Police Force is not here to educate. We are here to, I can't remember the exact word, but it was like, we're here to prosecute. We're here to administer the law. We're not here to educate.
It's surely there could be a department dedicated for that.
Is Constable? Well, that was the WA road safety section. They used to run the bicycle training, and do you remember? Yeah, Mike Pearson used to be. All the Tango guys used to be members of that.
We had one. It was, and they did it through our school, our high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'd have your learners driving included in that.
Did they have Roadshow come to your high school? There's a trailer that got three times wider.
No, you've told me about that trailer before. No, but I remember going like all into the library, and we had all the booklets and watched the presentation. But it wasn't the trailer that you've spoken of before. We didn't enter into that.
They do take the high school kids into the RAC arena once a year now, and they have live, like a crash scene inside the arena, and they show kids. So Servite is one of them. They take the kids there and they show them like it's a simulated crash scene,
and like the Jaws of Life.
Yeah.
I remember it definitely wasn't.
But I still don't think that's. I don't think that's adequate. I just can't believe the amount of incidents that are happening on our roads. And I know the population's grown, and I know we have a lot more international drivers on our road. Something needs to be done. It is like, if that's one thing that people can take away from this podcast, is to think of ways where we can reduce the road toll. I think that's a good thing. It's a massive problem in Western Australia. Massive
And
problem.
you pulled over to see if they needed assistance.
Well, not the assistance, just like that last crash that we were talking about. It was the Nissan Patrol on the freeway last Sunday. We were involved in the road closure. Well, the last car through. They closed the freeway behind us at Vincent Street.
Yep.
We couldn't go back to Vincent Street, so we had to wait till they cleared out Power Street. So we were the very last car through. And my son was on his L's, and I said, just wind down the window and just ask if everyone's okay to the police. And it was actually quite rude, to be honest with you. He just said, move on, keep the traffic moving. It was like, mate, there's none. In case you haven't noticed, there's not a single car behind it. There's a kilometre of air, and didn't enter in any discussion.
Yeah.
Look, I understand he probably couldn't elaborate on the condition of the drive, but
like,
you say,
I'm not in a position to be able to.
but it was a
give out that
perfect opportunity. My son's on his L's. He was driving. Would have been a perfect opportunity to say, look, this is what's happened. We're not 100% sure. But I just think it would have been a good opportunity for the police officer to engage in some dialogue with him. But anyway, he chose not to. And we
it would be good to see more police cars on the road.
Yeah.
Look, I've had a few break-ins at my late parents' house, and the police that have come, forensics and so on, have been fantastic. But if you go down to the police station and try and talk to them about it, they really don't want to know. I don't even know what the local police station does anymore, because in the past I've been redirected to call the ranger, and then the ranger calls the security company.
Yeah.
So you see some kid doing something, and like to public property, not to a house or something, and that's the attitude that you get. Oh, look, I was just down the road. Yeah, okay, call the Bayswater Ranger.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In America, it is a lot like that. You'll have what they call a gated community.
Yeah.
And they'll have security within the gated community. I hope we don't go like that. I hope that we can, reinforce the police force. I've got a lot of police officers that are customers of mine, and what they keep telling me is that the camaraderie's not there like it used to be. Number one, so you're fearful. Back in my day, if you did something dumb, but it wasn't that dumb, you just get a clip over the ear, and you'd sort of be scared because it was a cop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think the kids are that scared anymore.
Nah.
Right?
Unfortunately, if that's the way that they're kind of positioning themselves to be, I'm not sure whether the Rangers are. How do I say this? Look, I'm just going to say it blank. I don't know if the people causing this mischief see Rangers as an authoritative
they don't.
person.
They don't, but the private security companies, I'm not saying that they do, and I'm not saying that I've witnessed it, but potentially they might give the kids a clip on the ear these days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For me, growing up in the hills in Mount Helena, there was... And this was, oh God, I'm not going to say my age. 21 years ago. 21. Oh, I got to recap. Hang on. Pause note, side break. They didn't have 21 candles at work. They brought me out a cake on Friday. Didn't have 21 candles, but they had an 18. They had 18 left over from Mackenzie's 18th birthday. And so I said, yeah, no worries. I'll knock a couple of years off my age. No problem. I'll relive my last 3 years, I said.
I keep telling my kids, girls are 21 until they're 60 and then they're 30.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
That's the system.
But, it was very significant differences in the roles between police officer and ranger. And ranger was more about the animals and the bushland, and it wasn't
where you were
dealing with people as such usually.
Where you were, your dad probably knew the local cops. You know what I mean? Like it was common.
I remember one. That was the dad of one of my sister's friends, but I couldn't actually even tell you any.
But you know what I mean? It was a community.
Yeah, I'm
thing
sure
that,
Dad
you,
knew.
you know
I
you would know.
don't think
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
ever called him.
you would know this from the country towns where.
Knew the fireman. Mum did it. No, I'm just kidding. No, because I'd come around as Santa on Christmas morning.
All right, you want to tell us about the Nitro Champs, Michelle?
Yeah.
That's an awesome segue.
Hey, Mum. She listens in. She does. She'll get a good kick out of that. Nitro Champs, yes. So I went over to Sydney to compete in the Nitro Champs. My car's been living over there for the last, well, actually more than 6 months. I raced it 6 months ago at the Nitro Nationals, but it's actually been there since last August when the original date for the Nitro Nationals was scheduled. So racing the Nitro Champs, I hadn't competed at the Nitro Champs since 2015, but I did every year between 2010 2015. And, you know, it is undoubtedly, you know, one of the top events in the NDRC calendar.
One of the biggest ones now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Like, I think there's certainly some...
Did you remember you got to turn right at that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It didn't even cross my mind, but probably because the last track I raced at was Sydney as well. All my focus was on that transition across the finish line, because I was told when I raced there last, you know, no, you won't have that anymore.
They fixed it now.
Yeah, and it was smooth as anything.
Oh, really?
But
No.
last time I had the issue with my parachute getting caught under at a bounce.
Nick, I'm telling you, we had a joke in the crew that we better pull the old man emu shocks out and put him on the door slammer because
You've seen the photo of all four wheels off the ground,
track
right?
was terrible. Like,
Yeah.
you know the bump at the Motorplex? The whole track was like that.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It is smooth as anything now.
Because I think they build it on a dump or something?
It is a bit of like a wetlands,
Yeah.
but there is a tip next
So it needed to
nearby.
sort of compact and
But
no, I've heard now it's since they concreted it, it's perfect.
yeah, it's smooth as, and the track itself, but then the braking area as well. It's no issues whatsoever. But to be back racing at the Nitro Champs, it's just got this energy about it, and it was really great just for me to be back in the driver's seat, and I had Trent and the girls as well as Trevor come along too, and so yeah, it was great just to be racing again. I was also pulling double duties, as I mentioned last episode, that I was down on as a part of the NDRC media team doing the deep end report for 7+, and that was amazing. I'm certainly getting more comfortable in my role, and even just building that rapport and strengthening relationships with drivers and riders that I hadn't known already. There's a lot that I had known before being in this position, from either my East Coast travels or when they would come across to Perth. But, you know, I was out of the car for 7 years. It's a long time, and there's a lot of new faces that have come in. And even just some words of encouragement from Nathan as well, just saying, be yourself. And I'm not holding back at all from saying that I'm learning. It's a big learning experience.
Michelle, I think you did a fantastic job.
It was really
I
good.
was so proud watching it.
Thank you.
It,
really good.
I actually remember from the get-go, because you kind of basically did the introduction, really. They had the intro, but then they cut straight to you. So it was like, talk about throwing her in the deep end, you know?
Yeah.
And I teared up
Literally
with
and figuratively.
Yeah. I teared up with how well you handled it.
Oh, thank you.
Did you watch the coverage?
Bits of it, not all of it, but yeah, bits of it.
What
yeah.
Did you watch the finals of everything?
I watched the finals of Pro Mod, and
Yep.
I watched the finals of Top Door.
How good was Pro Mod?
Yeah, Pro Mod was awesome.
That nitrous car
Yeah.
was just
932 cubes.
yeah, bro.
right?
They're
That's
up there. They're up there.
Pat Musey engine. It's yeah.
Did you know he was going to give it the purge?
No, No,
Oh,
did
but did he hear you say that?
Yeah, I think he heard me. Well, I just
'Cause he
said,
was still in the
come
car.
on, yeah.
Yeah, but
and
you
Give us a
we'd already shut to
celebratory-
it, and I said, come on, we're all waiting to celebrate with you, and I was
And he gave
just
the old-
filling a bit while waiting for
you
him to
reckon
come
he
out.
did it for that reason? Because you got to empty the line.
No, it felt like it was because if you're emptying the line, it's a much longer purge. This was like Michelle kind of insinuated, give us the
Give us the-
celebratory purge, and
Yeah.
he did the tss, tss, like that. It was awesome
Yeah, it was.
because that was a little bit of a hard throw, that one, because he took. Can't remember his name. He took some time getting out of the car.
Barry Plumpton.
Yeah, Barry Plumpton.
Yep.
That's it. He
Yeah.
took some time getting out of the car.
Yeah.
I know he was preparing himself, but yeah, it took a little while. But then when you threw to him, that was really good. That was a really good interview. That one I like. I know it was short and
thank you.
sweet.
It was just, I thought it was a
Yeah,
really.
he's very soft spoken
Yeah,
and man a few words, but yeah.
really good class.
Yeah,
You know,
it was
the
actually.
and that car was just so well presented, and like it was on rails, just
Yeah.
repeated. It went like 588, 588, 588 or
Yeah.
something. It was incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Really tight racing all round. The energy from the races in the deep end was just, I was able just to feed off their energy as well. You know, there was some big PBs down there. Jeremy Callahan got really close
Yeah.
to breaking the national record. We had Brodie Davies. He cracked his first five with a
yeah.
5.99 and then did a 5.95,
And beat
I
Zap.
believe. I get Zap.
Yeah.
You know, for that family, it's just a huge achievement. I've been watching his licensing passes and his licensing process to get up where he is. And
What
so
about the stunt driving from the Top Fuel team?
the stunt driving?
Yeah. Did you
Are
see?
I didn't see Top.
Are you speaking of Shane Olive's blower situation?
No, I don't think it was Olive. It was one of the fuelers. I can't remember which one. I didn't take any notes.
Damien Harris across
Yes.
the wow.
That was-
So in the deep end, I can't see that, right? And so I've asked a question. Obviously, hearing that it was a messy pass and that Steve Reed was lucky to miss it and all of that. But Damien Harris you could see that he was quite taken back by what had happened. And
So you didn't see it?
No, I didn't see that.
So just to fill everyone in that didn't see it, basically blew the tyres off, went to pedal it. It got up on two wheels, crossed the centre line, and you know fuel cars are like quite twisty because everything's at the back, all the action's at the back, and it buckled up that bad that it tore off the jacking point, right? The chassis, like they couldn't come back out because it had damaged the chassis. But once it was over in the other lane and he'd sort of gathered it up. It was a pedal fest in both lanes. He nearly ran into the back of
Steve Reed. Yeah.
And he just at the last minute, like it was close.
It was very quick to then recorrect and come back into his own lane, so he didn't get caught up with Steve Reed. But Alan Reinhart said something like, "I'm all for races like displaying their sponsors and giving their sponsors and such, but
That's right.
turning your car on a 90-degree angle so then we can see your sponsors stickers from our
No, I missed
commentary
it.
booth."
I didn't see Top Fuel.
It was out of shape.
Because I didn't see what had happened straight after when doing the report, but for the next round I had then seen the footage, and I did ask Wayne Newby, I said, you know, after looking back now, Damien Harris, you could see that he was a bit taken back with the emotion of how he's feeling. After that, I said, is he doing okay? And he was like, yeah, I think it was just a lot, you know. I think as well, hearing back on the crew's comments after being interviewed by either Rusty or Chad there on the start line, they said, you know, I think he overcorrected there a bit, and he might have been feeling that a bit himself.
I don't know if he overcorrected. I think that what it did was unexpected.
I'm sure, you know, Damien Harris would have been able to give the feedback to his team afterwards. But in that moment, they commented on what they saw. But just getting that raw emotion from him,
Oh, it was full
like
on.
immediate after.
It was up there with I'm forgetting his name now, when the wheel come off and
who was that?
American racer Larry Dixon.
Yeah,
It was up there with that.
Actually, I think Chad referenced that, didn't he? It was wow. But then there was Shane Olive's blower. Well, it didn't bang, but it dislodged, and then it's it's gone over the transitional. Well, we just said there was no bumps, but it's bumped a bit. He's just on braking, and it's sat back into place.
Yeah.
And so I'm down there reporting on him and said, tell us what happened. And so, okay. And I'm getting the instructions in my ear, like, go and check on the supercharger, go and have a look, and saying, yeah, let's go and have a look. And it's like, how's it all looking? Oh, it's all in. Yeah, no, it looks all good and all this. And then I'm going tell him that it was dislodged. And Shane's like, what? Hang on. And he rocks it around, and it must have like snapped some faultless through
great
there.
TV, but
it's
awesome.
No, it was awesome to watch. It was great.
It was really good. But
it's not awesome for the Lamatinas, but obviously it's...
Rapasadas. So Shane Olive's driving for the Rapasadas now.
Oh, sorry,
the Lamatinas, that was just a one-off. They've only just, that was always going to be the way. Just the two cars came out for Mildura, but just one car for Lamatinas for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, okay.
And it was pretty open, from my understanding. It was pretty open that Shane had also been asked to drive for Rapasadas.
There was Putland's last pass.
Yes.
It looked like, to me, it was going to run a big number.
Yeah.
Like, they are so close. I spoke to Rory, and they had two solenoids that were doing weird things. Mm-hmm. They're not 100% sure, but they think it might be. It possibly might be the CO2 from the bottle freezing them. So they're not. They're just figuring that out. But it's like it's the thing. It's like it's a new problem every time they go to the track. So eventually they will debug everything. Yeah. I think that car's definitely going to be in the 70s. And when they need to push it, I believe that they'll be able to go 60s with that car.
Wow.
Rory's all over it. They're very close 60s. To running that 70.
Well, it's all about
What Rory said to me is the problem with going 60s is there's a price tag associated with it. So he likes to go to the track with the car and bring it home in one piece still. So,
even I'm not sure if it was part of their original plans to come home after the Riverbend Nationals. I would assume that many teams would go from Adelaide up to Sydney. They came home and then made the trip again, whether that was after the damage that they'd done at Riverbend, but even that in itself, is an extra cost. But shout out to Kyle. He actually transported some stuff over to Sydney for us, but also brought some stuff home for us. So big thanks to Kyle and the
when
team.
You gave him that last interview and he was all dejected and
he was a bit deflated.
Yeah, I was thinking,
weekend.
man, thing that is on the cusp of doing something historic.
He was a bit deflated. I think just as you said, they're getting really close, but just not where they were wanting to be. And no, look after Adelaide, no big explosions, big damage, but Carl just said it's just slow.
They're getting there. It's a little, when those solenoids ice up, then all your tune up goes out the window because everything just stops working.
Yeah.
So, they're close. They're close. Another one that stood out for me was Searle.
Yes.
He's got Benny Bray tuning that thing.
Who?
Ben Bray.
Yes.
Yep. And if he didn't hit, like if the car didn't track, it tracked straight over.
Mm-hmm.
that was on a phenomenal number.
Yeah.
Like that, whatever they got going on there, that thing's going to be fast when they get it to go A to B.
You know, you threw me off there because obviously I thought you were saying the wrong name, because we actually saw Benny. He came out at the last Winter Nationals, and why wouldn't he have been racing himself? Do we know a news update of what's happening for him?
I don't know, but he was there tuning Andrew Searle's funny car.
That's I thought
beautiful car, but it scraped the wall. But Searle is now, I believe, running or owns Acme, which was his brother's business, and he was like, it's no big deal. I just make a new body.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
he was,
I'm
and that was in my interview. I said, I happen to know anyone that's any good at fiberglassing, because he was like.
But yeah, when they get that sorted, that thing is going to be
He's like, that's
fast.
what I do. I was like, beautiful. He said, I've been wanting to make a new body. He was not phased one bit. To see someone in such high spirits about damaging their body.
Oh man, like, it looks so fast.
More about the squashed in headers. That
in alcohol, Cannuli, I think, would get the. Cannuli and Carpenter would tie for the unlucky award, because Carpenter, the car wouldn't do what they told it to do. Then it caught fire. The battery shorted out because it shook so hard, and Cannuli just shook and shook and shook.
Yeah, they struggled.
And the standouts in terms of performance were I've forgotten his name now. Gary Phillips' son,
Shane Reed.
Yep, and
Daniel Reed.
Yeah. They were. Real standouts.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the second win in a row for Daniel.
Yeah. 540 bracket car.
Yeah.
It just goes A to B, A to B.
So consistent.
And it's the old school, like we used to have in Door Slammer. In Door Slammer, Daniel, what an incredible effort to bring that car back out on the track. Hats off.
I was surprised. I was surprised to see him back out. It must have been a huge effort. And I think that, I hope that I get this right, but I think they actually said that Brodie Davies and his team were helping them as well through the night.
One of them pulled the supercharger apart to get all the sand out of it.
Yeah,
and I think that's who it was.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a funny story that I heard through the grapevine. And I don't know if it's true. You may know, you may not know. But when they captured it, they sort of didn't get the actual moment that it rolled. And I heard that the cameraman had gone to the toilets.
Oh.
Is that true?
Do you know what? I actually, because that was Saturday night evening, and I actually didn't see it myself. And, I didn't see it myself.
That was the rumour that I heard.
Yeah, I remember as usual at big events with lots of people all on their mobile phones, I was trying to then watch back and see. But it might have. Now that I've been on the inside of the broadcast side of things, I don't think that would have been the case of him stopping to go to the bathroom. I think there's other times.
There might be another. You might be able to find out for us.
Do you want me to message him now?
Maybe. So the other one was Lisa, unfortunate there with the blower pulley coming off. That was really tragic. I felt sorry for her. And one of the other cars had that happen as well. Tony DeFelice.
Oh, yeah.
Which that car is going like a rocket ship now. They were in the 570s with that thing, and that's awesome to see. He's a great guy. I spent some time when I was racing with him in Melbourne. Awesome guy. And it was also awesome to see Murray Anderson back out there on the start line. He's the crew chief on Tony DeFelice's car.
Yeah, okay.
And then the final with Jeremy Callahan and Russell Taylor. Like, what a final
that was an awesome
to have.
final.
That's so close.
Yeah,
it was such a tight race. And of course another big mention for Justin Walsh getting his 3-second pass. He was wrapped. He was just
over the top.
Yeah.
Funny cars were awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. Great side-by-side runs. Nothing like Head of Flames. Even
for Josh Lee, hearing about what his team went through, overcoming the issues that they had and doing the body swap and everything. Just, oh,
Yeah, so a spill plate came off, and I'm thinking, they're just going to make another spill plate. They went and got a whole nother body.
yep.
So
Yeah, okay.
it was,
It's not far. It's like
Yeah.
Rocket's just
8
down
minutes.
the road. Yeah.
So, yeah. But being able to capture.
It was
all of
also
that.
great to see the Hearts car doing repeatable laps. Hearts Paint. I forget the guy's name. He used to run the Nostalgia.
Josh Lay.
But that is Justin Walsh.
Yeah, that's
Is that Justin Walsh?
Justin Walsh, yep.
So, but isn't that their car? Is that the one that lost the spill plate?
No, that was Josh Lee's in
Yeah.
the Aeroflow.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
the Aeroflow that lost the spill plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
But
what I thought.
Justin Walsh in the Hearts, and he got the 3-second pass. which
Oh,
had
he
been-
was the one that
yeah.
ran the 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
And
I thought it was one of the Aeroflow cars that did it. There you go.
yeah, no, it was
I missed
Justin.
I missed the
It's
funny car as well.
it's they
Did ya?
they
Oh,
all
it was awesome.
they
It was
all
awesome.
promote so heavily under their X Pro
Yeah.
funny car.
Just good to see,
Series?
like side by side, header flames nice and high, full pulls.
Yeah.
It's like
What was the Aero? Was it did they have the Camry body or the Mustang body?
they had the Mustang and was it the Dodge?
For which they swapped to.
I think they had the Camry, the Mustang, and the Dodge.
My attention was on
Okay.
the handwritten name.
Yes, you made a point of that. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
They were saying in the commentary box that my girls would have liked it because it looked like a kindergarten font or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
The
a bit of characteristics
the
to
Pro
it.
Stock Money, the fundraiser was also awesome to see how all the racers got together to raise money for the
McGrath Foundation
yes.
and just in tribute to Hayley Turns, which was really, really nice to see. And yeah, pink everywhere.
Yeah.
They had a big marquee selling their T-shirts, but then some pink accessories as well to raise funds
and
for
they
the McGrath
put
Foundation
on
in tribute for her.
a hell of a race too. Pro Stock was awesome to watch.
Yeah, it goes into bracket racing again, doesn't it? How tight that field is, but then with some big upsets as well.
The way they ran the event too, where they ran all the big show cars, and then they ran the finals of the lower classes. I think that worked really, really well too.
It wasn't actually how it was originally scheduled and planned to be.
But Michelle, the problem with a lot of the drag racing, and this is like I love the sport. I sit there and watch like two people run up the track. You know what I mean? Like, but if you went to that event as a spectator, that was just action.
Oh,
there was
100%.
There was no, like the only time that something over the top wasn't on the track was when they were getting the track ready for the next.
I was in the deep end from 9 o'clock until 5:30.
Yeah.
I did not. I
Where-
did not leave.
Whereas, if you go to a normal event at the Motorplex, it's kind of
It's kind of got its peaks and troughs of
Yeah.
excitement
yeah
levels.
yeah
through
and
the
that was
racing.
the thing, like so at the Motorplex there are certain classes when they come out you'll see there's no one in the grandstand, they're in the pits or they're getting some food or they're at the bar, right? But you couldn't go and get something to eat at Sydney, right? If you walked away you were going to miss something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, they just scheduled it really well where they ran the cars off earlier. And that was a reschedule. That was a last minute reschedule, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was always going to be the 3 rounds of Group 1 racing consecutively, one after the other. Top Fuel and Nitro Funny Car work on a strict time schedule of when they have to be out. They were running ahead of schedule. So they did send out a message, and because I got it, because I was competing, but I didn't make the finals to be able to, do anything with that message, but saying to the sportsman racers, be mindful that you might be called out ahead of top door slammer if the schedule is still going ahead in this way.
It was
to give everyone a bit of a heads up.
Uncharacteristically bad light for you. Did something happen there, or
my reaction time? So I got eliminated in the second round, and it's actually funny because Peter Pike mentioned it. He was the MC along with Stewie Bond at the 25 years drag racing champions celebrations, and he referenced it. And look, I admit fault. I admit fault, and people are going to ask, and I'm not going to pretend like I did any different. And I just said, 6 months out of the seat has shown, and a 0.06 reaction time with a being 200ths off my dial-in, not good enough for modified. Not good enough ever for modified, right? I don't know if Peter Pike's followed modified too closely because he thought that was still a pretty good package, and I was like, no, that is never going to be good.
but you're normally like a 15 or better.
Mine had been really good last season. My qualifying in Sydney was very inconsistent. My first one was an 014. My second one was then a negative 050. And then I had my third where my red light broke off its bracket during my burnout. And then there was just a bit of a delay at the start. My opponent was, I felt like he was waiting for me. I rushed in a bit. My trans brake didn't engage. I had a little rock in. And then I did an 075.
Yeah.
And I said to Trent after I did that 050, because I said to him after the 1-4, I didn't think that light was good as it is. And I said, so don't be surprised if the next one's a red.
Yeah.
Now, at the Nitro Nationals, I red lit, and it was a significant red light too. So I said, don't be surprised if the next one's red. Then I've gone out and done an 050 red. And I said to him for the third, are you going to change it? He said, no. I said, are you going to change the delay box? He said, I'm not touching it during qualifying. And then I said to him, well, don't be surprised if it's another red. And then I've just haven't had my usual start line routine. I've rocked on my trans brake, and then I've done an 075. Still thought I let go at the button at a good time. And then I've got this really broad range of my reaction times, and that made it very hard to be able to program the delay box. But I also was like, that big red was in my head.
So what, wasn't a fireman in the crew or no, nothing?
Trent stands behind the car, so I don't get distracted. I don't have any rear vision mirror keeping an eye on him. But no, just that 050 red, because it's hard to red that much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's red.
It did play in my head, and I said to Trent, I was like, I'm scared I'm going to red light, because
that you should never doubt yourself, Michelle.
it was just such a big range.
This seems
It
to
was
be
just
a
such big
recurring
range.
theme here. Me telling Michelle not to doubt herself.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to add from the Nitro Champs?
Yes, there certainly is. Anthony Rochella, great family, great team, listeners of the show, big fan of yours, Simon.
Awesome family, awesome guy.
Awesome car.
Yeah, absolutely awesome
Only
car.
door car in modified.
Correct,
at
yes.
the moment.
Beautifully presented, like immaculate.
Yeah.
It's that's that old school where this isn't a race car, this is a show car that I race attitude,
Yeah, absolutely. Do you happen to know his business? Why don't you give his business a plug? Do you know the name?
Oh, no,
I
not
don't
off
have
the
it
top
on the
of my
top
head.
of my
No.
head either. Damn it. Well, we'll get another chance, I'm sure. But big listeners of the show. And then also Steve Hargrave, who's Chris Hargrave's dad in the Middies Electrical Top Hour Coal Funny Car.
Yep.
He was, I was going to say very excited. I didn't want to sound too big-headed for myself, but he came and introduced himself to me after I interviewed Chris at the Deep End, saying, I listened to your podcast. It was
That's
really
awesome.
great to see you and put a face to
Good to hear.
what I'm listening to. And yeah, I had some really great support for the podcast
That's
while
great.
I was there. I want to just go over to congratulate our Nitro champions. So starting it off with Supercomp, congratulations to Craig Geddes in Performance Bike, Vanessa Rodman, Super Sedan, Jack Moreau, Super Street, David Matozevic, Top Sportsman, Matthew Barron, Supercharged Outlaws, Josh Fletcher.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. They had Outlaws there. This is the... So what's the deal there? Because I think this is the first time I've ever seen a... Because that was IHRA, yeah?
Yes. And now that I've seen it on this, you've drawn my focus to it because it is IHRA, but Supercharged Outlaws at these national events are racing turbos as well, because usually Sydney Dragway would run boosted Outlaws. And our friends, Chris Manx and Mark Hinshelwood, have the Motorsport Connections,
Yep.
turbo boosted, Ultra T
Well,
bucket.
they used to run in comp.
Yes, well, it's a new combo now. And they have been hugely instrumental in making my life a hell of a lot easier racing over in Sydney. So a big thank you to them. But we were kind of brainstorming in how to move my car around on the East Coast if I was to look at that. And one of the things that was a bit of a they needed to work out and overcome was how they would compete at events that were Andra,
Yep.
that are Supercharged Outlaws, because Sydney Dragway runs boosted Outlaws.
Yep.
But both this event, Nitro Champs, and Riverbend both have called the bracket Supercharged Outlaws.
Well, when I was watching the coverage, I was confused because I was like, this is Outlaws. You know, I mean, now that they're running it, I think there's going to be a lot of races that are going to consider, while the track's shut over here, consider towing over. You know what I mean?
Why wouldn't they have anyway?
Because they didn't run Outlaws.
Yes, they did. It was just boosted Outlaws. So it had turbos and supercharged in there.
I don't remember. I don't like because
Definitely.
they ran an Andra event, and there was like 1 million supercharged Outlaw cars
At the Masters
I don't know what it was, but
this year.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, the Masters in January.
And when I spoke to one of the competitors, they said, "Yeah, we don't run supercharged Outlaws as Sydney, so that's why there was such a big turnout for this event."
It's definitely they boosted Outlaws as they run it in Sydney. Definitely is a supercharged and turboed class.
Yeah, see, I've only seen
Chris Denny, Amanda Shepherd's husband, runs a front engine dragster in Supercharged Outlaws.
I've only seen
Brittany Olive is running in Supercharged Outlaws in
okay.
an alcohol dragster.
And is that new? Like for this year or?
Look, I'm just saying from when I was there for the state round in August, then I had known. But with saying that, for Mark Hinshelwood and Chris Manx, with building this turbo car, that's the class that it fits into. If they were to come across into Andra restrictions, legislations, rulebook, their car's too heavy or not heavy enough, too heavy to go into another class, it would only be modified, which then they say turbo car, not only are they expecting to do 5 seconds in that car,
Yep.
turbo on the tree against, and the modified races, like, realistically, I needed a 00. Peter Brown had a 0.15, but like you need to be quick. You need to be quick on the reaction time, and it's going to struggle in that sense. So, but yeah, Supercharge Outlaws. Maybe we need to reflect on the rule book a little bit to see how they structure the class in IHRA and whether there's a mention there for the boosted.
I don't know. It was a shock for me because I've watched the coverage before, and this looks like Outlaws, but it can't be Outlaws.
I'm just more shocked to see that they've called it Supercharge Outlaws because they've been calling it Boosted Outlaws. But I definitely have been following, now that I'm thinking back on it, races that run in that class, and they run under Boosted Outlaws, even though it's a supercharger. But not the other way around. Not for Andrew. Your boosted ones can't run in Supercharge Outlaws as of yet, until they might look at things differently now, particularly with some dual sanctioning going on through other
I think the
tracks.
reason it's never happened is because the racers don't want it to. That's, my understanding, because there was a proposal, you might remember this, that they wanted to allow turbo cars and nitrous cars in there. And, basically everyone said no.
Oh, okay.
That was why Top Sportsman came about. So,
well, I mean, even for some nitrous cars running in modified now, they're certainly going a lot quicker than what they were. I was definitely top qualifier across my national events. With like a 720, I'd go slower in Sydney and Queensland for what I was doing 7.0s in Perth, and now there's like 680s and stuff.
Oh yeah,
So,
can you imagine that 900 cuber in your car? Jeez.
Oh look, the 600 cubes is big enough, but chuck a nitrous bottle on it, sure. So continuing on with my congratulations to modified winner Harrison Fletcher, first event win ever for him and a fantastic family, also listeners of the show. Modified bike, Dean Jameson, Aeroflow Junior Dragster, Carl Schultz, Aeroflow Junior Drag Bike, Azalea Harris. And for Group 1, congratulations to Pro Stock Bike, Callum Gadesi, Pro Stock, Rob Durkett, Pro Mod, Barry Plumpton, Pro Door Slammer, Russell Taylor, Pro Alcohol, Daniel Reed, Top Fuel Motorcycle, Leonard Azzopardi, Ex-Pro Nitro Funny Car, Morris McMillan, and Top Fuel... Can you hear my drum roll? For the first time in 20 years, a big congratulations to Phil Lamontina for getting his first ever win at Sydney Dragway.
Woo!
Can you believe it?
Well done, Phil.
Well done, Phil. The emotion was
His wife
just
was happier
so
than
genuine.
he was, I think.
I just couldn't believe that he hadn't won when it's set at Sydney before. He just for how big he is in our Australian world of drag racing, and to not have won an event at Sydney, and then let alone the Nitro Champs. Very, very happy and well-deserved win for the team, and now leading the points for Top Fuel as well.
Very good. And Russell is leading the points for Door Slammer. Is that correct?
Russell is, gosh, Simon, you put me on a. I actually did have it all there, but I
WA guy,
wasn't ready for a recap on it. But
maybe,
you're calling me out.
Maybe. No.
Yeah, go on. Let's get it then. Leading the points. Okay, Phil Lamontina for Blast Australia Top Fuel. Josh Lee leading the points in X-Pro Nitro Funny Car. Russell Taylor on 36 points. He is 8 points ahead of John Zapier for Top Door Slammer.
Excellent.
Adam Sassoni leading the points for Pro Mod. Daniel Reed for Pro Alcohol. Danny Rickard in Top Fuel Motorcycle, and Rob Deckert in Pro Stock. Callum Gadesi in Pro Stock Bike. On to the next one, which will be the Winter Nationals at Willowbank Raceway, and that commences on Thursday.
It'll be the weekend after our long
On
weekend.
Thursday, the 4th of June.
That's right. Yep.
4-day event, Thursday through to Sunday.
I
Sorry.
think Kyle's skipping that one. I think I heard a rumour.
Dean and Beryl are going on holidays.
Oh, there you go.
Well deserved. I'm not sure how that's impacting.
She runs the show
Kyle's.
anyway.
She wasn't able to make Sydney, and I heard that she was very upset that she couldn't be there because it's such a family unit that they have there, and we were fortunate enough to be included in their post-race dinner on Sunday night. Which was
nice.
great, amazing lasagna. Thank you, Kira.
She's definitely the boss of that team.
Oh, well, I mean, surely the baton gets passed around a little bit.
Oh, yeah. She's training
Stella.
up.
Stella is no. I'll say Stella will be calling the shots. Grayson's my number one fan. Having a really great time, spending more time with them over the last few events that I've been able to be at. So, yes, looking forward to the next one, Willowbank for the Winter Nationals.
Well done.
I will be watching it.
Definitely.
Nick, you going to make sure you're going to be watching
I'll
it?
be watching it. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be watching it. I won't be there. but
We
I'll
got time to do the NHRA?
We are out of time.
We are
but
out of
if-
time?
If you
No.
well,
Let's wrap it up. We can do it whenever. That's what I said to you in the emails.
We said that the last time, and we still.
Yeah, I said that in the email that you really need to edit that down if we're going to cover all this stuff.
It's a big recap on.
Well, it's
Yeah.
been 3 weeks since we got together, so it's like
Yeah, and it was a big event for Michelle. Had to be covered. There's been a lot that's been happening locally.
Yeah.
So we can go through the NHRA stuff next.
couple of weeks.
Yeah, yep.
Fabulous.
Saves me having to do it again.
No problem. One thing I also just wanted to touch on tonight is the WA Motorsport Economic Impact Survey will be rolled out very shortly, if not already, across the state. I think it's actually a really important opportunity for the motorsport community because for a long time, people outside of the industry probably haven't fully understood just how much motorsport contributes economically. Not just at a venue level, but right across the board through competitors, teams, suppliers, workshops, transport, accommodation, tourism, hospitality, and local businesses. One thing I've been really encouraging people to think about when filling out the survey is that motorsport spending isn't just what you spend in the last couple of months on fuel and entry fees. Motorsport is built on massive long-term investment. Race cars, engines, trailers, tools, safety equipment. These are huge capital investments that often happen over many years, and they're a really important part of the industry's economic footprint. And obviously, here in WA, we also need to acknowledge the impact of the Perth Motorplex drag strip closure and what that has had on our drag racing community specifically. A lot of racers have either reduced their spending this season or have had to spend significantly more travelling interstate to continue competing. So if you are filling out the survey, it's really important to use those written response sections to explain your circumstances and the bigger picture behind the numbers. At the end of the day, the more people who participate in the survey, the more accurately people share their involvement, the stronger case we can build for motorsport in Western Australia moving forward. So I encourage you all to share it around. This is beyond motorsport that we just speak of with our primary interests here, but broader thinking across motocross, go-karting, your rally, 4x4, any motorsport and even car clubs as well. There is a section on there for car club involvements
Yeah,
too.
okay. So where you get to the section that it says how much have you spent in the last 12 months, make sure you say $1 billion.
$1 billion with the pinky near mouth emoji.
Yeah.
$1 million.
You know, I just realised I don't even think I'm in frame in that camera.
Yes, you are.
No, I don't
on
think I am.
On this
Yeah,
one.
you are. You're right in the middle.
Am I?
You're not in that one, but you're in that one. You're right in the middle. I can see from here.
I thought that was Michelle.
No, Michelle's over there.
Oh,
See
rightio.
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, I meant
That's not
both.
good.
$1
Just to get both
billion.
angles.
Right.
Thanks, guys, and
Any
thank you to you
events?
both. Any events?
No, no.
No?
No.
No
Look,
events?
I've
I'm
given
sure
them
there
Winters
is,
a
but-
plug, and we might in the next 2 weeks. I don't think there's anything stand out for us in the next 2 weeks, and so
No.
we can cap on more then. Big thanks to you both for your support and encouragement with all things happening in my life lately, but big thank you to all our listeners as
Yeah.
well, because I've been really feeling the love. And
Oh, you're making
Thank
us
you.
proud, Michelle. Making us
No.
proud.
And I'm glad that people come up to you and say that they've been listening as well.
yeah,
Yeah, it's, I mean,
It's awesome, eh?
but
yeah, it really is. It's
when you started this, I told you that, you know, this is just the beginning. So, you know,
well,
I think
I've
you
always
got
loved to talk.
you got a long future in this, and I thank the team there at NDRC for giving you this
Yeah,
opportunity.
100%.
Hats off to all those guys there. I think it was a wise choice on their behalf, and yeah, it's great thing.
And I
Thanks,
can
guys, and
see
thanks for giving
you-
me a platform to share my voice.
And I
So
can
then-
see you one day, very soon actually. I've said this 100 times to you, taking place of someone at Supercars.
V8 Supercars.
Oh, look,
I can't wait for that to happen.
I will
You got to talk
just
to Nathan.
humbly take the experience and any opportunities that come my way, but I know I have a long way to go with even my learning and experience. But
Right now,
I'm
Michelle, I think
a sponge taking it all in.
you would outdo some of the commentators in F1. So,
Look,
you know
heard
what
me,
I'm talking
you've heard
about,
me
yeah.
pronounce the GP motorcyclists' names right, so maybe just don't
We're
put
warming
me
you
into
up. We're
any,
warming
any
you up.
international classes.
I didn't get a chance to say, too, on that note about the MotoGP. Good that you mentioned that. I think, like, what I watched before I came here tonight, they're suggesting that Marquez is going to be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So apparently they had some operations planned, so they're going to do the whole lot at the same
He
time.
only just had his recovery from his last at the end of last season.
Yeah,
right?
they had something. This
But
is
watch that crash in super slow motion.
Really?
it's a
crazy.
bad high side, eh?
Crazy
Bad high
crash.
side. You know the worst part about that crash, when he hits the ground and the bike's coming towards him, I whenever I see that, I always think, what must that poor guy be thinking
Yeah,
right
I know,
now? You know
yeah.
what I mean? Because you know that bike's somewhere, and he's facing this way. The bike's behind him.
Oh, yeah, it was,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
horrific.
Yeah.
But yes, so now I will make this. I will ask this question: what innovations are the rest of the teams going to get now? You know, is everyone suddenly going to get some sort of aero device or ride height control or anti-locking braking system or anti-wheelie or
Who knows?
or every time he crashes out and he's out for a few races, his teammate's the first one that gets the new shock or the. It's true. It's and look, I think he's a fantastic rider, but I think a lot of what goes on is he gets the technical innovations
Is their
before
number
everyone.
one?
Yeah.
He's-
Valentino was the same with the tyres. Remember?
Yeah.
So I understand why they're doing it, but it's going
Well-
to shake up this championship.
Definitely.
While we have a bit of downtime while resting your arm, you can go on the deep dive into Google and try and find out.
Oh no, you'll see it at the next race.
Yeah.
Like,
It'll be obvious.
yeah. You remember when the shock came out? We were like, why are all those bikes going up and down like they're lowriders? You know, as soon as he was out, they started giving it to the other teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be obvious whatever it's going to be, and it'll be an Aprilia thing. So anyway,
We'll wait and see.
yep. All right.
guys.
All right.
Off
Thanks,
for another
Michelle.
2
Thanks,
weeks. Thanks for
Simon.
listening.
No worries. Thanks.
See you soon.
See ya.
Bye.